lesson today, we're going to rewrite plot point 1 of Ross Mackenzie's story, The Hideout. Okay. Now, over the next few English lessons, we're going to rewrite the different plot points. Okay, and the plot point is a key moment that takes place in the story. Okay. Now, each plot point will create one paragraph of our writing. Okay. The plot point that we're going to look at today is Mila outside of the haunted shed with her brother. Okay, and in each lesson, I'm going to set you some challenges. And as you can see here, I've got chunk 1, prepositional phrases, chunk 2, alliteration, and chunk 3, a complex sentence. Now they are your 3 challenges for the writing today. Okay. Now on my page here, I've actually split the first plot point into 3 chunks. Okay, so the first chunk is actually going to be a prepositional phrase and a positioning word. Okay, so actually to take the reader into the garden. Okay, so I just thought thinking of some prepositions. Okay, so I thought of behind. Okay. What else is there? There is up. Okay. Up and on top of. Okay. Now these are a few prepositions that we could use. Okay. And I'm going to put these into a phrase now. So we're going to be talking about Mila's big brother at the moment. Okay. And I've just said we could have behind his little sister. Okay, comma, because it's a phrase at the start of a sentence. Up in the tree house. They could have a tree house in their garden. Up in the tree house, comma, or on top of a fallen tree. On top of a fallen tree. Now, these are a few different things that you phrases that you could actually use that I could choose to use in my writing, and actually I'm going to change it a little bit, but I'm going to use up in the treehouse. Okay, so on the right, this is my planning side here. Okay, and on the right, I'm actually going to write it here. Okay, so high up in the treehouse. Okay, that's my prepositional phrase. Now I'm going to also talk about what her big brother is doing, and in the start of the story, he's actually laughing at Mila, isn't he? So I'm going to say, or he's joking and mocking her. Okay, so Mila's big brother mocked her about entering the haunted shed. Now, I think that I could actually change mocked. I think there's a better synonym that we could use that I could use. So I'm gonna just go to my thesaurus thinking page. Okay, and I'm gonna type mocked here. Are there any other synonyms? Okay, I'm gonna use teased. Okay, what else might there be? Taunted or insulted. Okay. Now I don't think he's actually insulting Mila, so I'm going to use teased. Okay, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to change mocked and put teased. Okay. No. So that could be our first part. Now, what happens after? I actually in the text yesterday I thought that on the first page how Mila shot a venomous look at her brother. I really like that phrase, so I'm actually going. I really like that clause, so I'm actually going to use that in my sentence in my story. Okay, so a venomous look pierced through the green leaves at her big brother. I really like that clause, so I'm going to use that clause in my writing. Okay, now chunk 2 is alliteration. Now, in the story, what we're going to do is actually zoom in on Mila being nervous, okay? And I thought that we could use, so when you're nervous, you shake, don't you? So I thought that we could use some, I thought we could use use some alliteration around shaking and shaking. Okay, so some words that have the same starting sound, that sound at the start, could be shivered, um, shape. Now I don't know if that will link too much. Okay, shy, shaken, and shadow. Now, in this section as well, I'm also going to talk about how she's feeling, okay? So, feeling. Right, so if we move on to here, I'm going to talk about how she's feeling, okay, first of all. So, she might be feeling flustered. Feeling flustered. What else happens when you're nervous? And anxious? Your heart pumps, doesn't it? Okay, can we think of something using alliteration? So pulse, pumping, and what else? Toes tingling. Okay, feeling flustered, pulse pumping, and toes tingling. I'm also going to go and talk about how she's shaking. She could be shaking. Okay, so I thought Mila's. I'm going to use. I'm going to change shaking to shaky. Okay, Mila's shaky. What can we talk about? Her shaky shadow in the sunlight. Her shaky shadow. Ooh, her shaky shadow shifted. In the sunlight. What did she do? Okay, her shaky shadow shifted in the sunlight. Now, I would like us also, in the third chunk, to use a complex sentence, and we're going to use as, okay? So we're going to talk about Mila's brother watching from above, and also talk about how tense the situation is at the moment, okay? Because she's just about to start, about to go off and move towards the haunted house, okay? And that she's nervous as well. Okay. There. Right. So if we started Mila's brother, what's he doing? He's witnessing it, isn't he? Witnessed on as the. Actually, I think that's quite a bit too formal. Witness, if you witness something, he's watching on. Well, he's watched on. Mila's brother watched on as the nervous girl made her first step towards the haunted shed. Now, there we are. I actually think I can improve nervous, okay? So I'm going to improve that word. So if I go over to here, and I'm going to write nervous down here. What other words? Okay, anxious. Trembling. I like trembling so much, I'm actually going to use that in my writing, okay? I'm going to change nervous for trembling. Girl made her first step. Now that is our first paragraph, okay? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences, okay? I think some of you might be able to do more, and okay, so there should be no more than nine sentences in your paragraph, okay? So let's just read through it, check if I've made any mistakes, okay? So, high up in the treehouse, Mila's big brother teased her about entering the haunted shed. A venomous look pierced through the green leaves at her big brother. Feeling flustered, pulse pumping and toes tingling, Mila's shaky shadow shifted in the sunlight. Mila's brother watched on as the trembling girl made her first step towards the haunted shed. Okay, so that's our first paragraph and that's our plot point number 1. Now what I would like you to do is I would like you to have a go at rewriting plot point 1 using prepositional phrases, alliteration and a complex sentence, please. So these 3 targets I would like to see in your writing, okay? Just this first plot point of Mila in the garden thinking about going into the haunted shed, okay? That's all I want to see. Okay, thank you.